see things? You know, let's just say the viability of Hardik Patel is not as conducive to the Congress or not such a big loss. But the perception of it all, the optics of it all. This is a man who's quit the party. The letter, which seems to suggest, corroborates with the likes of what Himanta Biswa says, that this is a dynasty that is living in a high ivory tower, where in Gujarat you're 4 months away from election. Your working president is entrusted to make sure a sandwich is delivered in time, rather than go out and meet people and strategize.
Yes, Preeti. First of all, I have a lot of sympathy for Mr. Sapra, because Sapra, he has a very difficult job to do. But the fact of the matter is, Congress needs to be very careful when it is inducting people like Hardik Patel, or for that matter even Navjot Sidhu, because these are temperamental leaders. These leaders are very much, I would say self-centered, and they want kind of a spotlight. If the spotlight is not on them, then they turn hostile. And this is what happens. So I think it's a lesson for the Congress. Look at the number of people who have left the Congress in recent years. Most of them from Priyanka Chaturvedi to Jyotiraditya Scindia to RPN Singh, they've been very graceful. Whereas, see, what Mr. Hardik Patel is doing is actually, giving another blow to Rahul, because, I mean, though he's not named him, he's named the unnamed leader from Delhi and, chicken sandwich, but the attempt is to malign, rub it in. That means they are not interested in any future ties. Like, कहते ना, एक घर छोड़ के आदमी चलता है. Here, Hardik Patel is totally fed up, disillusioned with it. Lot of blame is at, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi's doorstep. They cannot, because they drafted him, they gave him in such a, big position. Working president of a state is a big thing. The problem with Congress is that nobody in the state, Gujarat Congress, wanted to work with Hardik Patel, and they are themselves. We look at all those people like Shakti Singh Goyal and all, they are working outside Gujarat. This is a real challenge for the Congress. And top of it, Preeti, just one last thing from my side. Rahul Gandhi in a recent meeting, Congress meeting, said that I quote him. He says, we are going to win Gujarat. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So this is something that is making whole entire thing more challenging for Rahul Gandhi and Congress.
Well, not the last point, Mr. Kidwai. I'm coming right back to you after I go across to our other two political panelists. But going back to Mr. Sapra there, Mr. Sapra, let's say he was an opportunist. Who's the joke on? The joke is on you. I'm coming back to the question that I posed earlier, Mr. Sapra. Taking off from what Mr. Kidwai says, nobody in the Congress wanted to work under Hardik Patel. He was the working president. On the other side, everyone only wants power centers. Look at on paper, it's appalling. 75 general secretaries in the Congress, 25 vice presidents in the Congress. Do you actually have any cadre at all?
See, Preeti, I'm not surprised at the figures what you're talking, 75 general secretaries and secretaries also. Gujarat is a big state, and if you come in Maharashtra, I feel the
25 vice presidents, sir. 25 vice presidents. Each district seems to have a vice president.
Gujarat, which has a population of around 10 crores or 11 crores, there's no harm in it having so many vice presidents or general secretaries, and it is up to the Congress party how many we want to appoint.
True.
The question is that why Hardik Patel has left. He has left because he wanted favors from the BJP government. He wanted his cases to be withdrawn. It is the same BJP government who had imposed cases on him, and in the lower court they had said we cannot withdraw the case. And same BJP goes to the High Court now and says that we want to withdraw the case. So the whole modus operandi is over here. Hardik Patel, who was given the top post at the age of 26, he was made working president of a big state, Gujarat state. Even I am the working president of Mumbai Congress. I have put 35 years into Congress party. My age is today 56. At 56 years of age, I have got the post of working president after putting 35 years into Congress. And Hardik Patel has got at the age of 26.
Mr. Sapra, is the joke on you or the Congress then? To pick somebody completely who's been known to be an opportunist, to pick somebody and put him in a spot of working president, who's the joke on, sir?
No, it's not about joke. It's about a person changing his colors. If he becomes a Girgit or a chameleon later on, first, that's why I read his tweet. He says ki I will be with Congress till my last breath. He says in 2020 and 2022, he leaves the party. He starts abusing the ideology of Congress party. So that shows that he's an opportunist leader. He wants favors from BJP, or he wants to be at the center stage. He wants more
Right.
limelight.
Shall I
Congress
come in?
party could not give him more in Gujarat.
Okay,